Hello, welcome back to the James Rambling Reviews for yet another episode, and in today's episode I actually have a bit of a different review for you, because in today's review, tonight's review, whenever you're watching this review, I'm going to be reviewing for you a movie that you probably never expect me to review, and that's called A Family Affair. Now, before I get into my thoughts on A Family Affair, I will mention a bit of context and things of that nature. So, A Family Affair, right, I'll just say this right now before getting into the plot and things. It's a rom-com, and the reason why I mention this is that when it comes to the rom-com genre as a whole, right, I'm not somebody who's like, this is the best kind of genre of cinema, you know, kind of thing. I'm not somebody who's like, you know what, this is the best genre of all time. I'm somebody who loves like action movies and stuff like that, and comedy movies. I do actually like a few comedy movies. I like other genres. Never really watched millions of rom-coms, if you know what I mean. And so there's that, and there's also like Zac Efron in this movie, so not seen millions of Zac Efron movies either. There's Nicole Kidman, not seen millions of movies of Nicole Kidman in it either. So there's that. So what is this movie actually about? So as you can probably imagine, this movie is pretty much a rom-com where you get like a romantic relationship, and it does take a while to kind of flesh out this romantic relationship. Like, there was a point in this movie where I was like, there's quite a bit where they don't really show this whole thing until later on, and the movie is about almost 2 hours long, so it does take a while to flesh out the storyline, I definitely would say. So you get that, and then you also get this whole thing where the daughter is kind of like involved in this whole thing. She has a whole connection to the storyline. And so that's what this movie's about. It's a rom-com. You've got Zac Efron, Nicole Kidman, and there's a bit of a daughter in there. And so what would I say about this movie? Now, as somebody who has established this kind of thing, that I am not somebody that goes out and watches millions of rom-coms, I would actually say that the first, I don't know if it's half, but the first 40 minutes, 30, 40, 50 minutes of this movie, it did kind of hook me in, where I was like, you know what, Zac Efron is really hilarious. He's got a lot of lines where he's just having a lot of fun. You can tell he's actually having fun in this movie, and for something that's a rom-com, right, it's actually kind of hilarious and stuff like that. So there's that point, and then as the movie kind of dabbles into the whole thing, the whole premise with like Nicole Kidman coming into this movie, there's a half point where there's like there'll be fun moments where Zac Efron gets into the screen a bit more often, but then there's points where, I have to say this, right, like Nicole Kidman and her daughter have like zero chemistry at all. And what do I actually mean by that? So there's a point where the movie, they don't actually like have this chemistry. You don't invest in how they're acting towards each other. It's like, oh, I hate you, oh, I hate you, oh, I hate you kind of thing. It's not like you're invested in this thing going on, this rivalry between the daughter and the mother. And so that was kind of annoying. And also you get this point where like Nicole Kidman's accent, she's Australian, like originally, but she also has this American accent. It becomes off-putting where half of the movie, a bit of the movie, it's like, oh, she has an Australian accent, half of the movie, whatever, she has an American accent, so it just gets a bit messy in that point of view sort of thing. And then there's this whole plot line where the daughter has this other love relationship. I won't go too into that in case you're actually interested in watching this movie, but there's this whole point where there's just so much going on, and it just gets a bit too much for me, where the movie, it's an hour and 50 minutes, 53 minutes, something like that, and it just goes on for longer than that. I feel like the movie was like 2 hours long. It was like maybe longer than that. So that's what I would say about this movie, right? I wouldn't say that it's the greatest movie ever. I would say, honestly, out of every movie you could be watching right now, this is probably not one you should be watching, and so I'd give it about like a 5 out of 10. I tried my best to give this movie give it a chance kind of thing, and I just couldn't do it for me. So yeah, definitely that is my review on this movie. I tried to record this review a few times, as you know, as per usual, you have to kind of go through the motions and try to record it so many times so you get the right version of the take of your video kind of thing. So there's that. Bye.